Good morning. How have you been?
I've been fine. How are you?
I'm all good. And today I think you rode 100 kilometers.
Yeah,
Great. That's really,
good
really
start to
good.
the day.
Good start to the day. Absolutely. I agree. Okay. So I have been telling the viewers about you, but obviously we would want to hear your story from you. So let me start from the very beginning that you were pursuing a career in cricket, right? So please tell us about
Yes.
those days, like, when you were playing cricket as a profession.
Cricket is kind of a first love for me. At a very young age, I was hooked to that sports. I think from the age of 9, I started taking professional coaching. I went to a club called Aryan's Club, which is just behind the Eden Gardens. So played there for a
Okay,
couple of years, then shifted to another club, Howrah Union and Wadi AC, and then settled in Calcutta Parsi Club.
okay,
Played there for a few years and was mostly a batsman. Then took to wicket
okay,
keeping. So was
okay.
managing a batsman and a wicket keeper's role over there. So cricket, almost I played for 10 years.
Oh, that's a long time. So which age did you start
So
playing
yeah,
cricket?
as I said, from 9, from the age of 8, 9, I started playing
Okay,
cricket.
okay, 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 all right. Okay, so 10 years you were playing cricket. And then,
Yes.
like, you wanted to take up cricket as a career?
Yeah, like most of us, most of the children growing in that age, in the era of Sachin Tendulkar and, Ricky Ponting and all,
Okay,
cricket was not
okay,
just a sport. It was everything. Education was a formality so
okay.
that I can get back home and run to the field again. Like my schedule would be come
Oh,
back from school by 2 and then go to the club and return home by 6. I used to go walking from my house around 3 kilometers with my kid. I used to walk to the ground and then back walking.
warm up and cool
And
down, I see.
that much craze. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. And then what happened? When did the twist in the tail happen?
So it was somewhere in around 2005. As I was playing so much cricket, tournaments after tournaments, and as I was a wicket keeper, so there was a lot of squatting and
Hmm.
diving. We had very indisciplined
Hmm.
bowlers bowling a lot of wides and all. So I was always kept busy.
Okay.
So there were a lot of niggles, back issues, finger issues, issues in the
Hmm,
neck.
hmm, hmm,
So going
hmm.
a physio was my best friend, and an orthopedic was my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, broke
Okay.
there. Ultrasound was my most favorite machine. So there were a lot of injuries there, a lot of
That's
back issues
interesting.
and all. So yeah, so when I this usually gives a very early signs. I use the disease which I have is called ankylosing spondylitis. It usually starts from a
Hmm.
very young age, 15, 16. So I had
Okay.
these what do you call signs that I'm having this. But as I was into this very physical sport, I always, or even the
Hmm.
doctors and professionals
Neglected.
used to treat that it's a issue related with
Hmm.
your sports, and they used to just give me therapy,
Okay.
and it used to be fine. And again, go
Okay.
back, then again in a couple of weeks or 10 days, 15 days, again go for therapy, physiotherapy, and massages, and like the cocktail of everything just went on and on. And
Okay.
I,
So that
in
pain kept on
2005,
coming back.
suddenly, after this thing was going on for long, so
Hmm.
I got a severe attack of spondylitis, in which I just couldn't. I
Okay.
was sitting in the mosque. I very well remember somewhere in 2005, we had the sermons going on in the mosque, and I used to sit on the chair because at that time my hips and my knees were giving me a lot of problem. So I couldn't sit down. Usually we sit down in
Okay.
the prayer position. So I was
Hmm.
sitting on a chair, and when the sermon finished, I wanted to get up. I just couldn't get up. So literally they
Okay.
had to, lift me
Hmm.
to the, orthopedic doctor whom I was showing, and they advised a bed rest. So for 7 to 10 days, I was advised bed rest, and the investigation all started.
Okay. Okay. And then what did doctor say? You were suggested to take a bed rest,
The
complete bed rest.
they gave me a bed rest. I was admitted in CMC, Calcutta Medical CMRI, CMRI in Alipur.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for 7 to 10 days, I was like complete bed rest of that kind that even when they used to change the blankets and sheet, I would be on the bed. They would just roll me on one side, change the sheets, and then again. So not even washroom, and
Oh.
so all those things were not supposed to be done. That made the things worse. In my case,
Hmm.
you need to, keep the joints a little bit of movement, exercise with therapy, and you're not supposed to rest. If you rest, it keeps on spreading
Hmm.
and spreading. But the disease was quite
Okay.
unheard in our country by then, 2004, 2005. So nobody
Yeah.
knew about it that, yeah, there is something, a disease called, and they all used to say, ki, spine ka kuch problem hai, you have to give your traction and all
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
stuff and physiotherapy and just rest, it'll get okay. Because the scans and all
Hmm.
used to show nothing. The MRIs and the X-rays were
Okay.
quite normal. So the best thing is give them bed rest, painkillers, steroids, and rest. So that kept on
So
aggravating the
here
problem.
I would want to ask you something here that I have just read somewhere that spondylitis is something which cannot be reversed. Like it cannot be completely cured. Is it true?
Yeah,
Like you
it's true.
cannot
It cannot
completely
be
cure.
cured.
Okay. Okay.
This, what I am suffering from, is called ankylosing spondylitis. This is an
Okay.
autoimmune disease, something like how you have
Mm-hmm.
a blood pressure or a sugar, where the body produces such kind of a genes, a DNA, that causes the part to get inflamed. So the only way is to stop the gene from developing, which is a very difficult thing to do. You can suppress it. You can
Okay.
suppress the genes, you can suppress your
Okay.
immune, or you can take painkillers and therapy to stay pain free, but you cannot
Mhm.
stop it.
Okay. 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 So for how long were you like on bed?
So from 2005, we just started shifting from one doctor to another, 7 days here, 10 days here.
Okay.
We've showed a couple of
Mm-hmm.
doctors in Kolkata. Then somebody advised that I should go to
Mm-hmm.
Chennai. So in 2006 early, we
Okay.
went to a spine and joint hospital in Chennai, stayed there for 15 days. Again, nothing conclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Again, came back to Calcutta, then went to Mumbai. Again, they used to say it's kind of rheumatoid arthritis or this and that. It's
Mm-hmm.
some strange things I came to know. Somebody said he's got cancer, he's got leukemia, he's got blood cancer,
Oh God.
because I was having continuous fevers 24 hours, 101, 102 grade fever for the last 4, 5 months. So like these were all signs of,
Okay.
any kind of a cancer or something like that. So everybody used to say this, that, blah, 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 that you are having this disease, you're
Mm-hmm.
having this disease. And I was kind of a subject in a hospital where everybody used to just experiment at what is going on. All
Experiment.
kinds of
Okay.
tests, MRIs,
Basically, you were
scans,
the guinea pig of spondylitis.
marrows, and everything. Yeah. So it
My
was just
God,
a
I
simple
I
case of
can't even,
spondylitis.
rather I don't want to imagine what you have gone through that time. I can almost visualize what your condition must have been. So now please tell us that, what was that trigger, yeah, after being bedridden for so long? How did you one fine day decide कि यार अब बहुत हो गया, I just want to get up and get out there? So what was that? Must have happened. Something must have happened, I'm sure.
Uh, I tried a few times before, I got some success. It's not that this was the first time. Like
Mhm.
whenever I used to have a remission
Okay.
in this disease, you have 6 months very bad, and then you can sober it out, and then you are in a comfort zone for a while, and then again the disease can hit you. Something can cause it.
Again.
It's
Okay.
not known. So I always had this remission periods where I used to do gymming to just strengthen my body, but I
Okay.
used to fail in that. I used to overdo it,
Hmm.
put on
Hmm.
more weights or
Hmm.
more reps. It was
It
usually
is,
unguided.
I can feel it's more like a mental game. You were always fighting against your mind. Your mind wanted to
Yeah,
get up and get
yes,
going,
yes, yes,
but your
yes,
body wouldn't allow. Right. So then what happened?
yes. Because you wanted to do so much. You wanted to do so much when you are fine. You wanted to like do everything, just conquer the world in those, whatever 1 or 2 months you felt you are good, and because you always knew it's going to come back. It was like make hay
Hmm.
while the sun is shining
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So I wanted to do everything when I was, a little bit of pain free or in remissions or whatever. So couple of
Okay.
months of gymming, I would hurt either my
Hmm.
shoulder, my neck, or my back, and
Okay.
again back to bed for 3, 4 months, then again do something up. So there were a few trial and errors. So in
Mm-hmm.
2018, I think 2017 or 18, I kind of decided that enough of this medicine is not working. I almost took these medicines for 10 odd years. Then I saw that it's not working.
Okay.
It's only suppressing there. So I kind of stopped all the medicines. It's called Damar's
Okay.
disease modifying anti-rheumatic drug, which keeps the immune at
Okay.
suppressed and the rheumatoid gene from developing. And painkillers were
Mm-hmm.
there, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That's it, that they are called. So I was on these two drugs for a long time.
Okay.
Lot of side
Mm.
effects because of that, like kidney stones and lymph nodes here and there, and a lot of side effects. I must have undergone say about 10,000 blood tests in those 10 years. I don't have
Oh
any veins
my
left over
God.
here. I've got drips
Mm.
almost for 200, 300 rays of saline. So no veins here, no veins here, nothing. Like whenever I go for a blood test, like they're asking, "Aapka veins kahan hai?" I said they took it all away.
Mm-hmm.
So
God.
it was so
I'm
pain is
sure
my best friend
I
kind of.
think the viewers are also in a state of shock by now. So let us give them some positivity and tell us about your running experience. Like why did you choose running as a sport?
Yeah, so I said Yeah, so I said enough is enough, and now I need to start all of anything. So let me just do what I want to do.
Hmm.
Then I again went back to cricket. But then I was very much out of
Okay.
shape. This disease causes your, spine to get fused, and you kind of become a bit
Hmm.
bent
Hmm.
and very unflexible, especially the hips, the spine, and the upper back and the neck. This kind of become very fused.
Hmm.
So I was not even
Okay.
able to touch my knees, bend down and touch myself. That stiff I was. So again, playing any sports with that condition was a recipe for disaster. Like I became a laughing stock. Basically, I couldn't bend down, stop the ball. I couldn't run. Well, I was totally
Okay.
unfit.
Right.
So one or two
Hmm.
seasons I played, and I was like, the talent is there, but the body is not
Not up to
supporting
the
it. You
mark.
can't do anything.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
was so I took it to
Hmm.
myself that I'll give myself 1 or 2 years, get in shape, and only then enter the cricket field. Enter the 22 years again. Only once I'm fit enough.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
2019, I said, okay, what should we do? I didn't want to do any weights. I didn't want to do anything, to anything extra. I just wanted to use my body weight and keep it as simple as possible. Yoga, I did ago, but I
Mm-hmm.
found it very boring. It was not challenging enough, so couldn't continue it. So
Don't say
after,
that. There must be some yoga
talking,
teacher look watching us. No, but yeah, I'm sure since yoga is a completely
uh,
different thing, so yeah, I'm sure you must not have enjoyed it that much. So yeah, then what else did you
yes.
try apart from yoga and the cricket and a little bit of running?
In my school days, I used to play a lot of football, table tennis, badminton, any kind of sport. I played a lot of. I played almost each and every sport. So I just needed an excuse to stay out of the
Mm-hmm.
classroom. Uh, I'm a very
Okay.
national when it comes to any sports, kho, rugby, anywhere.
Okay.
But cricket was, as I said, my first love.
Premjit
Like
Chatterjee,
anything,
a viewer says,
cricket was my
excellent
first love.
Murtaza. This is very inspiring. Okay. Yes.
Thank you,
So
Premjit.
tell us more about your running and how did you get into cycling?
Yeah. How did I start running? So I found out how to lose weight. I had almost touched 90 kgs. I was usually in the range of 75, 70, 75. Now almost 90 kgs. Like the pic that you guys have
Okay.
shared, you guys, it's like horrible. So I thought, how do I lose weight without, injuring myself, my joints? So found out that running and a diet, no sugar diet and running is a good thing to do. So 2019 ran
Okay.
for a couple of weeks, had a very
Mm-hmm.
bad experience. Could hardly run for 2 kilometers, 1 or 2 kilometers, walk, run. Had severe pain in the knees, so
Okay.
I stopped it. Okay, okay, this is not for me. So then I again
Okay.
shifted to freehand exercise and all because it is tough. Running for any beginner is very tough. Anyone
Hmm.
who has run would know that it's not a very comfortable sport in the beginning.
I'm
So
sure. I'm
after
sure.
2000,
I've been a
after a
runner
couple of
myself. So initially that 250 meters
yeah,
is
so the
the
first few
cue.
months
वो बस इतना ही
torture.
करना है. Then we'll see. फिर
Yes,
धीरे धीरे distance बढ़ता
yes,
है. So,
yeah.
so what is the longest distance that you've run?
So I've run a 30K.
Okay.
I wanted to do a
So
42K
not
this
being
year.
able to run from there till running a 30K is obviously like a big leap.
Not being able to walk, not being able to get out of bed.
Not being
So
able to
running and
walk.
walking
Yes,
is a
I
luxury for
I
me
can
now when I
imagine.
see myself. Yeah, so
Hmm.
somebody, lot of
I'm
people
sure.
told
Let's
me.
save the best bit for the end, that how do you feel now? I will save that bit for the end.
Okay,
So, yeah, you're running and
okay.
cycling for now, please. Yeah, tell us, cycle, I think
Yeah.
cycling, you have
So
done a 600-kilometer
2019,
BRM as well. Hmm.
yes, yes, I did the BRM this last
Okay.
year, November. I completed the SR. In a particular season,
Okay.
you have to do 200, 300, 400, 600. So I did it in 22 days, in a span of
Mm-hmm.
22 days, and got that title of SR Super
Wow.
Randoner last year.
Okay. That's super awesome. Hmm. So you enjoy cycling more or running more? Just a random question for now.
Hmm. Cycling is a bit easy on your body, so but
Right.
it doesn't give you the kick that running gives you after you have done a very good run, a fast run. Uh, I would term
Yes.
as that cycling is kind of a slow death. Running is a sudden death. You are flat out in 30 minutes, 25 minutes, and you're finished. You're
Yeah,
just
30
pushing to
minutes and you're
complete. If you're
done.
doing a 10K or a fast
Agreed.
10K, cycling, yeah, cycling, it takes time. Especially because I've not done
Mm.
much of sprints and all in cycling. I'm more of in endurance into a cyclist. I'm an endurance
Okay.
cyclist mostly, not done any time trials. So for me, it's a very easy, slow process cycling. I had started with running, then shift. I saw that was running is not my cup of tea. I can't do this. And I came to cycling. Did a little bit of
Okay.
cycling. There were a few people who made fun of me, taunted. So I said, okay. When I went for my first 100, like people
I'm
were
sure
like,
you must
it's
have
not your
faced
cup of
your
tea. It
set of
was,
challenges. Hmm.
yeah. So when I
So
did
the
my first
Murtaza
100,
that
it
we
was just
see
my
here
third or my
now.
fourth ride on a
Hmm.
cycle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was just saying that the Murtaza that we see here now is like completely different from what we heard he was a few years back. How do you feel now? Now that you are completely a fit person, I can say that. So what is your feeling like?
I have just rewinded my life 15 years back. That's how I feel. I'm a 25-year-old now. I'm a 20-year-old
That's
now.
a very
In
short
simple
and crisp
two lines.
answer. Yes, yes, I'm sure I agree. I agree. And what role has a training played in your journey? Like you, as you said, you tried a lot of different sports. So there must have been some specific regime. अब ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उठ के आज दौड़ना शुरू कर दिया या उठ के आज जिम चले गए
Yes,
types. So there must have been some specific regime or some
correct.
specific trainer or a doctor that you must have been consulting. So, what was their role in modifying your life?
I must admit, I have been very, very lucky to get
Mhm.
very good and sensible coaching advice, as well as co-runners, co-cyclists with me who understood my condition and advised me to go accordingly and not push. And, keeping everything in mind, I was trained very well by my coach. I used to do a
Mhm.
lot of strength training, and running was a very structured way of running. A lot of emphasis
Right.
was made
So,
on
by
the
this
stretching, the cool
structured way of
down, the warm
running,
ups, all that
can you
was
just
very important.
elaborate? Okay, okay. All right. So, I can see a lot of runners have joined the live. So, in case, guys, you have any question to be asked to Murtaza, you can
Okay.
pop up your questions here. So, what is your next goal? Like, what is that something
My
special
next
that you're
goal,
still aiming for or you're still working towards?
I am yet to do a full marathon. That's still eluding me. I was supposed to do this year, but all the events have gone cancelled, and I'm not a very big fan of doing any virtual events. So
Yes.
that still remains. And maybe
Mm-hmm. But we really
maybe a
hope.
1000 BRM, or maybe a 1200
Okay.
BRM soon.
My God, your goals are huge. 1042. Huge
and
goals.
maybe
But we would all want to
want to
wish
learn
you
a
all the
42.
very best for, yeah, yeah, for all the goals. We really hope that we see physical events soon.
Yeah,
One of the viewers here
yeah, we are
asks
starving for
you,
that.
how did you manage to run so fast? Few tips, please. Nadeem Malik is asking this question to you.
See, there is no shortcut. Oh, then the answer is he himself. He's my pacer for the most part of the time. When I, started, when I was, the
Okay.
first time when I started running, my speed was around 70 minutes for a 10K. So from there, he has been,
Mm-hmm.
one of my to-go man for anything, for cycling, for running, even for tea. He's my go-to man. He's been a true inspiration.
Okay.
He's been a true. That is the first 200 we did was all because of him and Mr. Suresh ji. Like we were a team and we just went there to have fun. And okay, we'll give it a shot for
Okay.
200, and we did it in very good time. So that
बस
kept us
ऐसे ही जाके
motivated. That
200
okay,
करके
now
आ
next,
गए.
now more, what more?
All right.
It's not like that.
Okay,
Yeah, we
that's
did
nice.
train, but
So,
it was like
uh,
when friends are along,
to have
it
fun,
becomes
to
easy.
enjoy the thing, journey. Yeah, to enjoy the distance. Correct, I
Yes,
agree.
to enjoy. The
So,
main thing is to
Murtaza,
enjoy
talking
the
about
sport, whatever
your
sports you play.
yes, yes, I totally agree. I would want to ask you that since you said that Nadeem ji has been one of your inspiration, who else would you say was your inspiration in all these years? Like आपकी पूरी journey में, who has been that one person who has really, really inspired you? Anything, I mean,
Hands
not a
down, my
person,
mom.
maybe a book or something.
She is a fighter
Okay,
herself. She's a cancer survivor
okay.
herself, so
That's
I
so
get
nice to
all
know.
the fighting spirit from her. The never say
Okay,
die attitude from her.
I'm sure. That's why I guess we see a fighter in you as well. You have come out of the impossible. So,
Yes.
any advice you would want to give to anybody who is suffering from spondylitis and who, like you, wants to come out of it or start wanting to do something for himself?
If you first and foremost, you have to take care of your body. You have to listen to your body first. It's not a 1 day process. It's not a 1 day's process. It's a very slow, very gradual process. First thing, foremost thing is to start somewhere. To finish somewhere, you have to start somewhere. So if you're having any kind of disease, not just spondylitis, even if you are a normal person, normal, 9 to 5 guy or whatever, IT guy, whatever, we are putting our body under stress by just looking
Hmm.
down at our screens almost 12 hours a day. So it's just a matter of time when, our body gives in or gives
Correct.
up spondylitis, arthritis, and anything. The kind of lifestyle which we are living right now, we are just, inviting any kinds of these problems. So it's very important to keep yourself mobile,
Mm-hmm.
agile. Do give 1 hour to yourself. That's what I would request anyone who is suffering, especially to those who are suffering. That what more are you waiting for? Don't wait you to get into my condition and then you think that abhi karte hai. Don't wait for that situation. Don't wait that you get bedridden and then
Hmm.
you realize that okay, oh,
Don't wait
I've,
for them.
I've goofed up now. Don't wait for it. Just do it. Even if you're a normal person,
Hmm.
start because you want to avoid it. If you have it now, I think the doctors nowadays should prescribe fitness, walking, running, cycling. They should write it in the prescription, like how they write medicines, so that people can
In
take
the
it a bit more
prescription.
seriously.
And I agree totally.
They should write it. Although my doc wrote it,
Yes.
he wrote 5 kilometers
So,
of running and 50
yes.
kilometers of cycling. I just added a few zeros. That's it.
Okay.
So,
That was
so
through your mind, I guess, through your willpower that you added
yeah,
those few more kilometers.
zero
So
has no
yes,
value.
guys, we have two magic tips from Murtaza. As he said that we should listen to our bodies, and secondly, we should at least try to give 1 hour to ourselves every day, so that we do not reach that point and then we decide कि नहीं, अब now we have to do something. So it was really, really nice talking to you, Murtaza. Anything that you would want to share with our viewers?
Um,
Sorry,
I've
Murtaza,
been
I'll just
very
cut you here. We have
yeah,
a quick
yeah,
question
yeah.
from one of the viewers. What suggestions would you give to a beginner who is keen to take up cycling?
Ride daily.
Any
Ride daily, at
suggestions?
least 20, 30 kilometers. Yeah. Whatever you're
Right
doing,
daily.
be consistent, be disciplined, and love it. You should do what you love, not because someone else is doing it or just because seeing someone else and you do it. You do what you love, be it cycling, running, anything, and do it on a
Hmm.
consistent basis. And compete with yourself, not with anyone else. Just compete with yourself on a daily basis. That's it.
That is something which I really, really look forward to, that you have to compete with yourself and not with others. You have to be better for, like, you have to outgo yourself. That's it.
Yes, beat
So
yesterday.
that was really, really nice talking to you, Murtaza. We had some great conversation and some very, very useful, important tips from you. I'm sure the viewers must have enjoyed as much as I did talking to you. So I would like to convey a big, big thank you to you from the whole team of JBG Endura 101, and wishing you all the very, very best in whatever targets you are taking up next. So thank you so much,
Thank-
Murtaza. It was really, really nice having you there.
Yeah, I should rather thank JBJ for giving me this opportunity to, tell my story to the people. If I even inspire one person to take up, fitness as seriously as I did, or any one of people suffering from arthritis or, spondylitis who can, uh, better themselves and, get rid of the disease, I would feel myself lucky. That is the main reason why I am here, that at least I can inspire at least a couple of people to take this path and
So
be pain
true.
free and have a healthy
I'm
lifestyle.
sure you must have inspired lots of people. At least you have definitely inspired me, that much I can say. So I will try and be consistent in whatever I do now, from now on at least. So thank you so much, Murtaza. It was really nice having you here.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for joining us on the fifth episode of Endura
Okay,
Talks
thank you,
from
Shraddha.
JBG Endura 101. We'll see you next week with some other inspiring story. Thank you. Thank you, guys.